Hello students, my name is Lohit. I teach here at Vedanta Olympiad School. So I think अब तो आप जान गए होंगे. So far we have done 16 sessions till now, है ना? So I'm back. I welcome you all with the 17th session of Pre-RMO Flashback, in which we'll be covering the next 3 questions of Pre-RMO 2018, है ना? So far in the 16 sessions we have already covered Pre-RMO paper 2017. And we are right now going through the paper of 2018. So far in the 16 sessions of 2018 we have covered around 18 questions. So in today's session we will be covering the next 3 questions, which are 19th, 20th and 21st question of Pre-RMO 2018. So again guys, so before starting I'll again tell you that if any one of you students have cleared Pre-RMO or RMO in the previous years and is willing to join our courses for preparation of Pre-RMO and RMO and INMO, all of them, right, can send me an email on this email ID lohit.jindal@vedantu.com. आप send कर सकते हो with along with your details and proof of qualification of Pre-RMO or RMO, whatever it may be, okay, so that we can enroll you in our courses for free. Okay, the courses are free. And for all the other students who are enthusiastic about Maths Olympiad and want to prepare for it right now, okay, so they can visit our site with olympiad.vedantu.com and give the admission test. You will find there the date for that, Volt, okay, that is the admission test. After this test, if you get very good marks in that test, according to if you are clearing a specified criteria, then you will be eligible to enroll in our Pre-RMO courses. Okay, so as such the courses and this admission test is free, so don't worry about anything in terms of money. Okay, if you are enthusiastic about maths, you should surely give that admission test. Okay, so let's start with this session. So I'll ask you guys, all of you guys, आप अपनी सब notebooks and pens लेके आ जाओ, so that you should be able to solve along with me, है ना? So we'll solve it together and let's see the next 3 questions. Okay, I hope all of you are excited. चलो, let's start guys. So this is the 19th question of Pre-RMO 2018. So let's read it. Let n is a number which is 6 plus 66 plus 6 666 and so on, up to so many 6's are there, okay, where there are 106 6's in the last term in the sum. Okay, so it also means her term ke andar the number of terms are increasing, right? In first term there is 1 digit, in second it is 2 digit, then 3 digit, up to 100 digits. So it automatically means the number of terms are also 100, right? So how many times does the digit 7 occur in the number n? So we have to calculate the actual number n, okay, after adding them up, hai na? So let's see the method for this. Okay, first of all, let's write n. So guys, if I take 6 common out of all of these terms, okay, let's take 6 common. Let's see what will be left with. 1 plus 11 plus 111 and so on, and the last term will contain all the ones, right? Now if I multiply and divide it by 9, okay, if I'm multiplying inside with all the terms with 9, I can take a 9 common outside, right, in the denominator. So I can write it as taking 9 outside in the denominator. I have to multiply each of the term with 9 now. I will get 9 plus 99 plus 999 and so on up to the last term, that is all 9s. Okay, so this will make our job easier. This is a standard steps in kind of to form a GP. Okay, you will see how it will be formed. ये बहुत general step है. So in these type of questions, so 6 by 9. Now the first 9 you can write it as 10 minus 1. The next term as 10 square minus 1, right? And the next one as 10 cube minus 1 and so on. I think you are getting the idea now. Last term will be 10 power 100 minus 1, right? तो 100 टर्म्स है बच्चों ऐसे, तो क्या होगा? You take 6 by 9 common, this will form 10 plus 10 square and so on up to 10 power 100 minus, जो minus 1 join हो जाएंगे, that will make a total of 100, right? So guys, we don't have to subtract directly now. So what we'll do one thing. Okay, first of all let's write 6 by 9 as 2 by 3, right? They will cancel by 3, so let's write it as 2 by 3 only. So actually what you do is subtract this 10. Okay, you can subtract this 10 with 100 and let's start the other part of the series from 10 square only. So it will be 10 square plus 10 cube and so on up to 10 power 100. Okay, you will understand the logic behind it in just a bit, because I want to make a multiple of 3 terms, because now these are 99 terms. Minus 10 minus 100 will give me minus 90. So this will make our job a little easier. So first of all, let's multiply these. So 2 by 3 into, this will form a GP, this portion of the terms, right? So this will be, first term is 10 square, 10 power, common ratio is 10. So number of terms are 99 minus 1 upon 10 minus 1 will be 9, right? 2 by 3 को square multiply कर दिया, minus 2 by 3 into 90. So this will simplify, right? So 3 will cancel with 30. This will simplify to 60. Okay. So this will give me 2 by 3 into 9 into 100 into, guys अगर आप देखोगे similar logic से 10 power 99 minus 1. So this will be how many nines? 99 nines, right? So 999 and so on up to 9. So these are 99 terms, right? Minus 60. Okay, so we are running out of space, so let's do it on the next page. Okay, here it is. So let me write the last step again. N is equal to 2 by 3 into 100 into 1 by 9 is there into how many nines? 99 nines. This is 99 times, है ना? Minus 60. Okay, guys देखो अब यहाँ पे 9 nines है. This 9 will cancel all of these 9s with 1 1 1 and so on, right? 99 ones, right? हर 9 cancel हो जाएगा. So now you can see, guys, let's multiply in the numerator. 2 को सबसे multiply कर देंगे, so all will become 2 2 2, right? 99 times. So can I write it in this form? देखो 2 2 2 and so on, 2 2 into 100 by 3. Okay, so these two are 99 times minus 60. So let's see. आपको एक आइडिया लगेगा यहाँ पे. When we divide this 2 2 2 by 3, start dividing by it. Each of the 3 2's will give me, upon division, will give me completely 740, right? First of all, if I divide this 2 2 2, first 22, okay, 22 को divide किया तो 7 आएगा, then 1 will be carried over with 2, so 12 divided by 3 will be 4, right? And the next 2 will give me 0 at the first, because 2 by 3 will be 0, right? जब divide करेंगे एक बार first. So then it will again become 22 and again 740 will form, right? Same way. So it will keep on going up to the last step, right? The last 2 will form 740 and I have 2 zeros there also. So each time it is going on. So I will have how many 740s there? This is 33 times, right? Minus 60. Okay. So I think you're getting the point now. So how many times 740 is coming? 33 times. Okay. So this is what is happening. So minus 60. So now you get it. So 60 will not make any impact because 400 minus 60. The last 3 terms will be taking care of this 60. All the other terms will not be affected. 740, 740 and so on. The last term 7340 will be formed. Right? 400 minus 60 will be 340. So overall how many times it is coming? 33 times. So how many times is the digit 7 occurring in the number n? 33 times. The answer will be 33 times. So that is the answer. Okay. So that is the way. It's a little tricky. So it's a little different type of question. So you have to know how to proceed with this. Hai na? So it's a little tricky, but yes, formula wise we are not using anything else other than we just use a formula of sum of a GP only, hai na, in between, nothing else. Okay, so completely logical method is there. Okay, all right. I hope this is understood by everyone. Okay, so let's continue to the next one. Okay, so next, coming to the 20th question of Pre-RMO 2018. So let's read it. So guys, इसके अंदर काफी quadratic, एक तो quadratic expression समझ में आना चाहिए हमें. We should get to understand the basics of quadratic, and also by using a little analytics, we'll get to understand many things about this. This question will become very, very easy. Okay, let's see. So determine the sum of all possible positive integers n, the product of whose digits is equal to this term, this expression. Okay. So let's first of all analyze this expression completely, okay, so that we are able to understand the question. So let's see, let's write this as a function of n, okay, n square minus 15n minus 27. Okay, so guys, if I want to write, I can also write it as n minus 7 into n minus 8. If I have to factorize 15n only, na, minus 83. So for that I have to add and subtract 56. Because why have they done this? First of all, this is the sum product of two consecutive numbers. Okay, 15 को मैंने divide किया with the sum of two. I have to divide 15 into sum of two consecutive numbers. So that would be 7 and 8. So that's why I have factorized it for 7 and 8, 9, n minus 7 and n minus 8. For that I would have to add 56 to make it complete and subtract 56 also, right? So this will be the newer expression. So now you can observe about this, that n minus 7 into n minus 8 is the product of two consecutive numbers, integers, right? So it should be even only. And subtracting 83, which is an odd number from this, I'll get to know that this expression f of n, it will be odd for all n, right? Sub n के लिए क्या होगा? Odd होगा, right? For any value of n, it will be an odd expression. So from that thing, first of all, I get to know that the number n itself should be an odd number, right? Which should be satisfying this, because this expression is itself giving me odd values, है ना? So let's continue then. Further आगे बढ़ते हैं. So as one more thing, let's see. Let's consider that it is a 3-digit number, है ना? I'll tell you why. You will understand in a while. For a 3-digit number, what will be the maximum product that is possible for three numbers? So the maximum number could be 999. So all the digits could be 999. So the product will be maximum product could be 9 into 9 into 9, that is 729, right? But simultaneously, if I check the value of f of n for the smallest 3-digit number, है ना, smallest 3-digit number के लिए check कर रहा हूँ, f of 100 is the smallest 3-digit number, right? So that will be 10,000 minus 15 into 10 is 1500 minus 27. So you can clearly see this number is far greater than 8,000 also. So this will be 8,473, right? So which is far greater than 729, right? So what does it mean? For the smallest value of 3-digit number, I am getting the f of n as far greater. And for each increasing n, it will increase only, right? After this. So it can never be a 3-digit number, because the maximum product is 729 of any 3-digit number, right? Whereas the smallest value of f of n for 3-digit number is 8,473. So 3-digit number can never be there, right? So it is not true for any 3-digit number. So you will get some idea now for that the f of n function is increasing too rapidly, okay, because it is a quadratic expression, it is a parabola, so it will be increasing too rapidly for the values now after 100 also, right? It will keep on increasing very fast. So I can eliminate all the cases where the number will be having more than 3 digits, right? 3 or more than 3 digits. So I can eliminate those possibilities. So now coming to single digit and 2-digit numbers, okay. So first of all, let's analyze this expression again. Quadratic थोड़ा सा और analyze करते हैं. So if you know, let's check some values, okay. You will get a very good idea. If you start putting the values, you will see this expression is negative for most of the starting values of n, right? See, this quadratic will be symmetric about the, because it is a parabola, it will be symmetric about the term minus b by 2a, right? Because the vertex of the parabola is minus b by 2a, comma minus d by 4a. So from there you will get that minus b by 2a is 7.5, 15 by 2. Okay, minus b by 2a term will be minus of minus 15 upon 2, that is 7.5. So its minima will be around 7.5, and also this will be very negative value there, right? Because also you can check one more value. What will be f of 0? That is minus 27. So this is a quadratic having two roots, right? And as you can clearly see, coefficient of n square is positive and f of 0 is negative. I'll draw a rough diagram for the curve, okay? Let's see that. If we can draw that, okay, just wait for a second. Okay, so let's assume this to be x and y axis. So at 0 its value is minus 27. So the curve will be of this sort. Okay, let me draw something of this sort. Okay, so the minima will be coming around 7.5, right? So 0 पे value कितनी है? minus 27. So you'll get some idea. For the values from 0 to around 7.5, at least these values are negative. So there will be no single digit integer also. Let's see. Let's check f of 10. You'll get a very good idea. F of 10 will be how much? 100 minus 150 minus 27. You can clearly see this number is negative. It is minus 77, right? So this is negative. So again, it might be कि 10 यहाँ पे कहीं पे होगा. So again, it only means we have the option of 2-digit number now. Okay. Now, if you observe this expression, n square minus 15, n minus 27. So if I put n equal to 15, okay, you'll get very good idea, because it will become 15 square minus 15 into 15 minus 27. So it is still negative 27, that's it, less than 0. So again, 15 will be still here. So no number cannot be 15 either also. Okay, right? And also after 7.5, this function will keep on increasing, right? बढ़ता ही जाएगा. F of 15 is negative. Let's check f of 16 then. We are very close, so let's check the nearby values, right? Because minus 27 आ रहा है. So 16 square minus 15 into 16 minus 27. This will result in 16 minus 27, that is minus 11. So again, we are getting closer. Now f of 17, if you check, f of 17 will be 17 square minus 15 into 17 minus 27. If you solve it, this will come out to be 7. So that is an important value. First of all, it is satisfying the criteria also. That's why it is important. Okay, so this 7 is important because it is satisfying the criteria for n equal to 17 also. Okay, let's see on the next slide. So for n equal to 17, the product is 7, and as we have found, f of 17 is also 7, right? N equal to 17 must be one of the values, right? Just wait for a second. Okay, so let's see this. Now the thing is कि जो quadratic है, it will start shooting up fast, very fast, right? So let's check the subsequent numbers from n equal to 17, because as we know, at the rate which n is increasing, or the product will increase, the f of n function will increase at far faster rate, right? उससे बहुत ज़्यादा rate पे बढ़ेगा. It is a quadratic expression. Okay, so let's check for n equal to the next odd number. First of all, we have to check for odd numbers only, right? So actually we didn't need to have to check for 16. उसके लिए ज़रूरत नहीं थी. Okay, so let's check for the next n equal to 19. The product is 9. Let's check f of 19. So f of 19 is 19 square minus 15 into 19 minus 27. So you will see 19, if you take common, 19 into 4, 76 minus 27. So that will be 49. So you're already seeing, see, we have just increased the n by 2, whereas the value has increased by 42, from 7 to 49, right? By just increasing the value of n by 2. So now, as you can see, this does not satisfy the criteria. The product is 9, whereas this is 749. And let's check the next n, that is 21. The product is 2, but f of 21 will be 21 square minus 15 into 21 minus 27. So let's solve it. So 21 into 6, that will be 126 minus 27, that will be 99. So as you are saying, the maximum product of 2-digit number could be 81, right? Product maximum could be 9 into 9, that is 81. But already f of 21 has exceeded 99, has exceeded 81, right? 21 पे exceed हो गया. So obviously for the subsequent numbers, it will be obviously greater than 81 again, right? So no 2-digit number greater than 21 will be lesser than 81, right? Obviously. So this is also not satisfying the criteria. So now, as we have found, the n equal to 17 is the only possible viable case, है ना? तो वही आंसर आना चाहिए. So that is only one integer is satisfying the given criteria, right? That is n equal to 17. Okay. So sum of all possible positive integers n. So there is only one possible integer, that is 17. So answer will be 17 only, right? I hope it's clear. थोड़ा सोचोगे जितना इसको, logically you have to understand the way that quadratic expression behaves, right? So it will basically shoot up very fast. Okay, the values will increase very fast. That is what makes it easier to solve the question. Okay, I hope it's clear to everyone. Okay, so if you have any doubt, you can review the video again, right? Okay, so let's see the next. On to the 21st question of this paper 2018. Okay, let's see. So let's read the question. Although diagram I have already drawn the diagram, but let's read the question. Okay, let ABC be an acute angle triangle. Okay, and H be its orthocenter. H is the orthocenter. Let G1, G2, G3 be the centroids of the triangles HBC, HCA and HAB. So the respective triangles HAB, HBC and HCA. Okay. So if the area of the triangle G1, G2, G3 is 7 units, okay, all joining all the centroids of these three triangles, right? What is the area of triangle ABC? Alright, guys, first of all, can I say that in the triangle HBC, let's see, I have joined the line G1 and G2 and also the midpoints of the sides BC and AE, right? That is AC. So D and E are the midpoints of the sides BC and AC. Okay, so let me write it here also. So BD is equal to DC, right? The median is drawn for triangle HBC. So HD is the median, so D will be the midpoint of BC. And similarly, AE is equal to EC. This we know already, right? So guys, if you consider in triangle HDE, if you consider this triangle HDE, okay, so as you know, HG1 upon HD will be equal to 2 by 3, right? Because the ratio is 2:1, so I can write HG1 upon HD will be the ratio of 2:3. Okay, centroid divides the median in the ratio of 2:1. I'm using that property. Similarly, the same thing could be written for HG2 upon HE, right? In this triangle HCA. So because G2 is the centroid of triangle HCA. So HG2 upon HE, that will also be 2 by 3. So you get to know that HG1 upon HD is equal to HG2 upon HE, and angle DHE is common, right? So can I say that the triangle HG1G2 is similar to triangle HDE by using the criteria, which one? SAS criteria. I can say these two are similar, right? I hope this thing is understood. So now using these ratios, I can say G1 upon G2 upon DE will be equal to HG1 upon HD, right? Which is 2 by 3, right? This should be understood. Very easy thing, right? Similarity से हम बोल सकते हैं corresponding ratio of the corresponding sides will be equal, right? So G1 G2 upon DE will be equal to HG1 upon HD, which we have already written as 2 by 3. So you will get from here at DE, okay, or let's say G1 G2 is equal to 2 by 3 of DE, right? So we have done basically most of the critical part of this question. Now बच्चों अगर आप देखोगे that D and E are the midpoints of the sides BC and AC, right? So now we can apply midpoint theorem, and midpoint theorem states if the line segment joining the midpoints of two sides of a triangle is parallel to the third side and is equal to half of the third side, right? Which means that DE should be half of AB, right? So now I can substitute that here, 2 by 3 into half of AB, right? So I get to know that G1 G2 is equal to 1/3 of AB, right? Or I can say AB upon G1 G2 is equal to 3. Okay, so far we have done this thing. Now similarly for the other parts G2 G3 and G1 G3, I will find the same ratio, right, by doing the same things. So similarly I can say now let's find the ratio of areas, right? So now I can say, let me write it also, AB upon G1 G2 is equal to BC upon G2 G3 is equal to CA G3 G1 will be equal to 3. So both of these triangles are similar. The triangles G1 G2 G3 is similar to triangle ABC, right? The ratio of all the three sides is constant, that is 3, same. So now I can write very easily area of triangle ABC upon area of triangle G1 G2 and G3 will be equal to the ratio of the square of their sides, right? So I can write as AB upon G1 G2 whole square, that will be 3 square. So now I can solve for area of triangle ABC, that will be 3 square is 9 into area of triangle G1 G2 G3 is given as 7 units into 7. So the answer will be 63 units. So that will be the answer, or the area of this triangle ABC. Okay, and that is the answer. Okay, I hope this method is clear, this question is clear, because see guys, बहुत ज़्यादा मुश्किल कुछ नहीं पूछा जाता है प्री आरएमओ में और आरएमओ में भी, अगर आप ध्यान से देखोगे तो. So see, in this question what we have used, nothing else, just midpoint theorem, or you can say similarity of triangles, nothing at all that is not taught in school even, है ना. 10th तक ये भी तो पढ़ाया ही जाता है. Midpoint theorem you know the basic proportionality theorem, you know the similarity of triangles, and we have not used anything else other than that in this question, है ना. So this question is 3 marks question, right, for in pre-RMO, and if you are able to do these type of questions, you can do very easily, you can qualify for pre-RMO, है ना. So you should just know the basics very well, and you just should know the application of those theorems and all. Okay, so you must practice many questions also. Okay, all right. So guys, I hope आप सबको clear है ये question. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the session and learned something new today. Again, I'd like to remind you, our aim is to bring gold for India in International Maths Olympiad. That's why we are running the courses for pre-RMO, organize the courses which are absolutely free. And anyone who is interested in maths, have love for mathematics and want to bring gold for India in International Maths Olympiad, because that process will help you anyhow in your studies. Okay, so it's up to you. So I hope you all help us bring gold for India in our quest to bring gold for India. I have already given the details how to enroll in our courses. You can see at the starting of the session. Okay, all right, that's all from my side today guys, bachcho. Okay, thanks for everything. I enjoyed the session a lot. I hope all of you also learned something today that would create some value for you. Okay, bye bye guys, thank you. We'll meet you in the next session. Okay, bye bye.